The Unsigned Podcast.
You do that clap.
I do sometimes for Joel, but he's quite good.
Joel's the editor, isn't he?
Joel's the editor, and
Yeah.
he gets a shout out every podcast.
He does.
And I've noticed what he also does. He puts a little message every time we give him a shout out. So if you see it, you'll see it flicker sometimes. You go, what the fuck was that? And it's like,
Little subliminal message like eat popcorn, like
No,
they do in the cinemas.
He literally goes like, "Thanks, Matt," or "Thanks again." He's not trying to sell you anything just yet.
I'm surprised you haven't noticed that. It sounds like you've done a lot of research.
Yeah. Do you watch or listen?
I listened
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go then.
because I don't have much time to. I don't watch anything ever. The only time I watch things is when I go to bed. I watch cartoons. And when I eat, I watch stuff. But when I eat at the moment, I'm watching Modern Family. So,
Are you?
Yeah, so I haven't got time to sit down and watch things. So
Right.
it's always in the eardrums.
In the eardrums while you're working.
When I'm working, when I'm driving, I'm crying.
Ah.
No, I don't really.
What do you cry whilst you're listening to their podcast?
Oh, by the way, Fraser Morgan's here. Welcome to the Unsigned Podcast, by the way. We've been chatting along. Hope you've enjoyed that. How are we all?
Oh, was that
Abby's
all?
back as well.
You didn't record that, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
We record everything.
I need to know,
good.
though, what cartoons you watch.
Everything. Like,
Okay.
I'm not joking. Like, it's how I get to sleep. It's
Right.
like cartoons. It's stuff that I've watched. So my most recent ones, last night I watched Cars.
Oh, the film.
Yeah. Night before that I watched.
So when you say cartoons, you mean like feature films as cartoons, or do you just watch like Simpsons as well?
I was expecting Tom and Jerry. Or
Yeah, I
something.
was. Yeah.
So I went through a phase of rinsing SpongeBob.
Okay, yeah.
Rinsing.
Like that.
It's like-
Sorry, that was too easy.
Did you know you'd done that? Was that on purpose?
No, I didn't. It was really quick. That was really good. I like that a lot. But no, and then I watched and I just love since my friend gave me the Disney Plus. I'm just watching all the stuff on there because I've rinsed all the stuff on Netflix.
Yeah.
It just helps me put me to sleep. I love it. But last night I changed things up a bit, and my bed, the head faces the wall, and then I've got a massive window, and then the window's in the middle of the room. And last night it was raining, but I've got like a nice little like plasticky tin roof outside.
Right.
And it sounded beautiful.
You see the lightning as well.
No, I was asleep by that point. No, it sent me to sleep about 1 a.m. and I was like, oh, this is beautiful, this. So I turned off the telly, which is the first time. I don't usually do that.
Yeah, no, I think I used to. Friends was always one that I used to have on. I know it's not a cartoon.
But,
Friends was always the thing. That or Partridge, but we done enough Partridge on last week's episode, so we're not going to do that again.
I heard you did.
Yeah,
There's a lot of Partridge.
It was too much.
I've got an Alan Partridge guitar pick from Lewis Capaldi.
You really?
How?
Yeah. Oh, my friend was going to a show it was a Banquet Records in Kingston upon Thames.
I used to live in Kingston.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've heard mixed reviews.
Have you?
I have.
Oh.
I've enjoyed. Well, how was your experience?
I loved it.
Yeah. Okay. I hear. I love it. It's like, oh, it's just London.
I live in Southend.
I mean, oh yeah, fair. But yeah, and then I was like, yeah, I'll come for the gig for free. Like, absolutely. So I went to the Spoons and we watched
Well, you
Capaldi.
went to Kingston, you went to Spoon.
Yes. And
Yeah,
then
but everywhere in Kingston is expensive.
It was opposite Banquet though. It was opposite the record shop.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I love Spoons. I love pints. So then I went to
Cheap
Spoons.
pines.
I had some pints and then went and watched Lewis Capaldi and I was like front row with him. And then I got his set list and a guitar pick and I was like, nice one, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you see his billboard?
Yes. Yes.
I'm getting to that stage of looking, I think, these days.
See, I quite like. I've been ringing around today. I want to get a billboard in my hometown for my next single.
Right. How much do they go for? Well, you don't have to say.
Oh no! So there's like a big double one
Yeah.
for like you have to get it for 3 months, which I'm not going to do. But it's like $3,000 for 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like hit and miss. But this one I haven't got pricing yet because I'm trying to find who owns it. But what I want to do is I want to get, because my next single is going to be Mistakes Don't Define You.
Right.
And I'm going to get a billboard and it says like, Fraser here, have you made a mistake? Listen to my new song, Mistakes Don't Define You. And then it's going to be a picture of my Tinder with like me with my goggles on.
Right.
And just something stupid, because I think that's the way forward.
Can you get like, like when you go down the A12 and they've got like those clear media like things that are on the back of a wagon?
Oh, yeah.
Can you look into getting those? So they'll probably be cheaper than a billboard.
Do you think?
Probably. But then it's going to be hard for people to see. Whereas this one the one I'm looking at is at traffic lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So people will just see me and my goggles like.
Was that your mistake?
Well, no, I'm sure there were worse mistakes on Tinder.
I wish that was my mistake. So yeah, so we've all made mistakes. That's what the song's about. But yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that self-deprecating stuff is quite good. Isn't
brilliant.
It puts you on a level. No,
it is. It's
It
phenomenal.
puts
It's my
you-
favourite thing.
I mean, that is my full personality, really. So.
Literally, But it's the best. And you know what as well? Because I'm a bit of a nerd. I'm a massive fan of mental health, and I was looking into why it's a thing. Self-deprecating humour, why it's a thing, and it's closely linked to trauma. So there's 4 types of humours: 2 positive humours and 2 negative humours. And one of the positive ones is called self-enhancing, which is self-deprecating humour, and it's a way of removing stress and awkwardness or tension from a situation, and it makes it easier to deal with. But it's also a great way to deal with it. Yeah. So there you go.
Very interesting.
I think you're bang on the nose there. Do you charge for therapy?
We're not paying him.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Elvis has left the building.
But yeah.
I saw that you've got is it your mental health group that you've set up around by Your Way, that like talks or coffee mornings or something like that?
See.
What's that called, and how can people get involved?
It's called Let's Talk About It. And so that was born out of my like mistake that I made when I upset my friends. I had like a breakdown for a week because I just felt really bad, and then I hit like a really bad low, and then I came out of it. I was like, whoa, that was awful. And then I was like, I don't want anyone else to go through that. And then so Colchester's got the 3rd highest suicide rate in the country, almost double national average. And I was like, well, people need to stop being stupid and just talk about their stuff, really. So I called it Let's Talk About It. And then my mate Steve and Jez, they've got like a cafe called Best Days Vintage, and essentially, I don't know how.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay, sweet. You're fine.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
He called me gorgeous in the text the other day.
Yeah, I did.
Go on.
Anyway, you're the one who didn't stop calling me earlier when I was with you. But anyway,
I was sat in the car. You were spamming him with texts.
I was buzzing.
Both of you. And Manish is here as well, by the way. Hey, hello, Manish. Yeah, I had you two. I was like stuck in traffic. It was like a ding, 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 and I was like, fucking driving. Sorry. So they've got a cafe called
Best Days Vintage, and they do like the Kate for Kings, obviously.
Yes.
The wonderful Kate for Kings. She works there. And
where is that?
It's in Colchester Town on Eld Lane.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so they let me have free roam of it on the last Sunday of every month. They shut at 4. I start at 4:30. I'm there for an hour and a half. A bunch of men to come sit down, have free tea and coffee, and we laugh a lot and we joke about shit, really. And it's amazing. I mean, I've missed out on a couple here and there just because the music kind of went wow out of nowhere, and I was like, oh shit, and I didn't have time to do it. But yeah, it's really good crack. It's good fun. It's really nice. I love it. And I know you're the ambassador of Mates, aren't you?
Yep.
There
Sponsor
we go.
up there.
Yep. Because I played a gig at Gardeners in Springfield. In
that was
Chelsea.
recently, wasn't it?
That was recent. That was
I didn't know you were playing there.
a week Sunday for Shaky, and I saw a massive banner for Mates.
Yeah.
I was like,
So
nice.
the guy who is, I'm not sure if he's landlord or manager there, but he's an ambassador for Mates as well. Shout out Lee Prill.
I love that guy. So he came up to me after my gig and he was like, I want to book you for a gig. And I was like, yes, that guy is a legend.
He's such a lovely guy.
Such a nice guy.
So he used to work at the UB in Chelmsford. No, he didn't. What's the one in the headquarters? Fucking hell. Wheatsheaf. Used to work there, and now he's at the Gardeners. So I think they're trying to take a lot of the mate stuff from there to the Gardeners.
Nice.
So anyway, so you can shout out the name of your thing again, your mental health group that people can find. You burping?
No.
It's right into Abby's face.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
Mistakes don't define you.
Always plugging.
Never stop. What am I doing?
Where can people find information for your mental health group on the last Sunday of each month?
I usually post about it on Instagram.
There you go. So go to your Instagram.
Yeah.
Why was that such a difficult?
Because I just told everyone about it.
Yeah, I was just saying
that was
where
the
to find
information.
it.
Where
to find it.
Oh, okay,
So if
I
people
make
wanna
like
come.
if I'm like Eld Lane, Colchester.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, cool. Right. Fair enough.
No, I make an event and then I promote it on my Instagram and my Facebook and stuff, and they say here's what's going on. It's great as well because you get everyone from every background come.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll know some of them, sometimes I won't, but they never really know each other, and so it's really lovely because it's an awkward thing. Like being an adult is like weird enough, like trying to make friends because you're just like, at school you're just kind of thrown together because like you all fell out of your mum at the same time. So you just kind of be like, right, well, I guess we have to be friends. Where I know it's a very beautiful wording, but where you all have to be friends. Whereas being an adult, you kind of have to be like, oh, fuck, I've got to make friends now, and it's really awkward. And there's men, it's like some men I found have their back up about some things. It's like, chill, it's grand. So we have all sorts of people. I've had like this 6'6", like massive built guy like cry. And like, I'm not happy he cried, but I'm happy of the comfort and the openness. And no one judging. Everyone's like, fair play, bud. Like, that's grand. Yeah, nice one for talking to us and reaching out and yeah, just like being an adult and just talking about yourself.
I think the thing is with like mental health generally, it levels you, doesn't it? If you're in a group of other people, like I've gone through my stuff, like that's why I'm part of mates. Obviously, you're doing your thing. I think that when we've communicated about it before. So, how long ago was it when I done the interview with you?
October.
Nearly a year ago.
Yeah.
Jesus. So I was on Chelmsford, Radio Chelmsford, and I had a section called the Check-In. I was actually on Southend, but anyway, I had a section called the Check-In where we'd check in with local mental health groups and try and give them a bit of a shout out and stuff.
Nice.
But also, I was interviewing artists, and you had a new track out, wasn't it? Well, I can't remember what track it was.
Merry-go-round.
Of course it was. It's a merry-go-round. And then we had the interview, but we also went into mental health stuff as well. And it's sort of, you almost recognise that in other people.
100%.
Yeah, and it's like, I know that other people that I've dealt with via mates are some of my best friends now. So, do you know what I mean? It's funny how it's, in like your typical, not to go into bloke stuff too much, but when you're in like a typical man group, it can be quite daunting to sort of try and open up a little bit.
Yeah.
So the environment you've created there and the environment they've created at mates, just open, and Andy's Man Club as well. I've got to shout,
Andy's Man
I've got
Club.
to shout them up as well.
Absolutely.
But it's a great group because it does level everyone, and it's like there's no preconceptions about what you should be or whatever because you're all going there for the same reasons. You've already got that in common.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going there with that kind of acknowledgement that you're all going for the same reason.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of just want to like, talk about my stuff and be a better person. And it's like, yeah, so do we all. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's talk. So it's nice. It's nice. It's positive.
It is positive.
I love it.
It is very good. Usually on the podcast, for people that are watching, what we usually do, we usually have a section where me and the co-host sort of have a bit of a catch up, and then we go into the second section with the guest. But we thought, why not? We mix it up this week.
Yeah.
So Fraser's joining us for 2 sections, and then we're going to have a couple of acoustic tracks at the end as well.
See.
Is it a Spanish track?
No. Oh, well, actually, I've got one called Miracle.
Have you?
Yeah.
No, there you go.
It's got to be done now.
I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, I have got a Spanish track actually.
Good.
Oh, what I was gonna do because I've got 25 songs that I like. So
Right.
you're more than welcome to pick one, and I'll just play one. If
I
not.
think you've got to pick your favourite. I don't think we can choose. I
Yeah,
think
no, I think it takes the pressure off me then.
But it puts the pressure directly onto us.
Yeah,
And you've
well,
you've
that's
uploaded
great.
a track to me.
True.
You want me to like guess your full catalogue?
Oh, no, I'll show you a picture of the 25. I've got 25 song titles written on my phone because I always forget what songs I write. So I've made an active effort now of writing them down. I'll write a song and I go, right, okay, write the one on the list. Don't forget that one. Right, okay, thank you. Because I write a lot, so I just forget. But yeah, so I could
Are you
show
confident playing them all?
No, but I'll do it.
Oh.
But no, because that's. Do you know what as well? It's really I don't rehearse my songs. I just play them at an open mic, and I'll just see how it goes, and I'll just go from there. I don't really learn the lyrics until I played them live.
I feel like you two. I feel like he'd be quite good for you.
Yeah, he's not.
I've never been told I'll be good for a girl before. Honestly, they usually just keep me away. So
What I mean
I'm
is
joking.
that
I'm messing around.
I hope you don't mind me saying this, but Abby, you're not the most confident in performing as such,
No,
or you haven't done a lot of it.
Really? What are you
Yeah.
scared of?
I need it to be right. I need to know it's going to go right.
Why?
I don't know.
Exactly. It doesn't need to be right. It doesn't need to be perfect. And the best parts are in the imperfections and the bits where you mess up and you go, oops. It's great. I love it. That's the best parts for me. That's how I like learn my songs. That's how like my songs find their idiosyncrasies and their little nichey fun parts because it's something that I've done by accident at a gig and I've gone, I got to work actually. It's like, I don't want to practice it to perfection.
So when does like Home is Where the Heart Is, yeah?
Yeah.
At what point has that been recorded? Has that been recorded after you've gigged it a few times to know where those moments are? Or have you recorded it first and then found other bits where you go, oh, that could have actually gone into it?
No. So Home is Where the Heart Is, I wrote that in April 2020.
Oh, wow.
And then the panoramic, well, that's when the panoramic was kind of...
The panoramic.
Panoramic. I don't like the other P word anymore.
I heard a comedian on like Live at the Apollo the other day call it everything but the pandemic. I can't remember but it's basically like that, panoramic.
Yeah, like, and all the other words, yeah, because I just want to dance around it. I hear the P word, I'm like,
Yeah,
not again.
yeah.
But yeah, and so I wrote that, and then I didn't really get a chance to gig it. I gigged it a little bit out in Ireland, here and there where I could, when they were in and out of their lockdowns and that. And then I came back, and then I just played it, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll record it. But Home is Where the Heart is a very different sounding song to the rest of them now.
Yeah. So you have a podcast.
I do.
Yeah.
You stalker.
No, she's researching.
That's a polite way of saying stalking.
Okay, what did you do when you were looking at the Unsigned podcast in that much
Falling
detail?
in love with Matt.
I was actually going to leave the room at one point. I
No, yeah, all right, fair. I got you. You got me. I'm missing.
On your podcast, and you were saying that the music was taking off, but you did say Home is Where the Heart is different because it's not a full band.
So, Home is Where the Heart is the one I recorded, the one that you hear, the produced version that's on Spotify and that. It's definitely like a produced song. It's my first proper time in a studio because I did bits here and there before, but my main passion is just writing, playing. They're my two favourite things I love in the world. I've never really cared for recording it. And it's not until people started coming up to me at the gigs like, is that on Spotify? I'm like, oh, right, okay, I'll pull my finger out. Black Cactus recorded it, and they're absolutely amazing, and they made it sound like a great radio song, and it's like they did the job perfectly. But now going forward, it's going a bit more DIY and trying to capture how I sound live, because it does sound like a studio song because it was recorded in studio and it's produced very well.
Yeah.
But going forward, I'm kind of going. Oh, it's going to help me then. I saw.
Just saw an arm come out of it.
That's all right. You carry on. I just didn't know what was going on.
He's doing producer stuff.
Oh, sorry. But and then I've got very bad attention span.
So your first two loves are writing and playing,
that's
and
right.
now you've got to start recording it in a DIY way.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is,
Spotify.
actually best days, I turn around to them and I was like, look lads, can I borrow the keys to your warehouse?
Right.
And my mate is a music teacher who's in my band. Exactly. So we borrowed loads of mics from his school and we just set up.
Do they know this? Or
I was going to ask that, yeah. We borrowed.
We gave them back.
Oh, right, okay. That's borrowing, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
On paper, that's borrowed. I give back the same thing in same condition. Borrow.
Good.
Thank you.
Well done.
And he's lost his job. So my friend's looking for a job at the minute, if you know of anything going. No, but then, so we just recorded DIY and I got sent the mix, the first actual thing, and it sounds like I do live.
Yeah.
And it encapsulates that perfectly.
Cool.
Like, it's just a bit like mental, but in like a good way, I think.
All your stuff sounds good.
So with that, is it a case that that's going to be the way forward now? So do you think you'll go back into like an official studio, or are you happy doing it this way?
I like the DIY way.
Yeah.
It works. Like, do you know the band Days and Days? No. Days and Days, they're an American duo. They were in a relationship when they first started, but there's a fella on guitar, a girl who sings, some other fella plays this weird single double bass, like with one string, and this other person plays like this, like washing rack as like a drum thing. And they recorded like the first 5 albums in a broom cupboard, and you can hear the buzz in the background. But they did really well because I've noticed depends on what sort of act you are. Depends on like the sound quality that you want to record. Like I'm like the DIY kind of punky stuff, or DIY in general. I think is real for me. I can't say for everyone, but for me, I think it's the way forward because I'm not very studio-y, and this way we can kind of work on it as we please and kind of chip about it. Also, to record 3 songs that day cost us nothing.
Yeah. There is that. I mean, I don't see that side of it. Obviously, I'm not a musician, but you do a lot of your stuff DIY as well, don't you?
No, see, we're the opposite here because I'm full studio.
You love studio.
I don't love the studio, but I can't play instruments very well. I can play the keyboard and I know music theory quite well.
Oh, fair.
So I can program an instrument.
Okay, right.
So performing live becomes difficult that way.
Oh, I guess that's right, actually, yeah. You've got a point there.
I also don't have a band.
So when you're recording your tracks, though, so if you're recording like I don't know, any track that you've done, have you gone into a studio to do that then?
I record all my parts myself.
Yeah.
And then we do post-production and mixing and mastering in the studio.
Oh, okay. What I meant by DIY was that you are doing that on your own.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. In that sense.
DIY.
Yeah.
That's DIY, that's you.
Fair enough.
You're not going into a studio and go, I've got this idea for the song, and they work on it with you, and then they bring it to somewhere. You have the product. You have the product, and you go, mix and master, please.
Yeah.
I was spending far too much money on that, by the way, I realised. So mixing and mastering services can be separate, and I was paying for a full day in the studio and I didn't need it.
Well, I think that's good advice for people that don't have that knowledge though. So I wouldn't have a clue. So what would you recommend to do then, rather than what you did?
Well, it depends completely on your style, but I think if you can afford a decent enough microphone that you're happy with the quality and sound of your own voice in, and your instruments if you've got your own instruments. For me, it's really easy because all I need is a MIDI plug-in and one microphone.
Because then you do all the instruments through the MIDI keyboard going through the Mac.
So as long as you have Logic Pro or something, or Ableton, there's other products available.
I know GarageBand, I know Reason.
GarageBand
on every Mac ever.
Yeah.
Reason I used a bit. I tried doing dubstep once. It didn't go very well. But I'm not.
Please say you have some of that.
Yeah, I was literally about to say.
We could do stuff over it.
I could definitely I'd love to lay something over the top of your dub.
I tried, and I can't remember where it is now, but it was years ago.
Yeah,
I also
everyone remembers where the stuff like dub is on their laptops.
No, it's on an old laptop somewhere. It's gone. I actually admitted to Rob the other week. I did try writing once, but it just didn't go very well. And then he's been trying. So Rob Jackson from Admissions and also co-host of the Unsigned podcast when he's available is he's trying to get me into doing stuff like that. Like he goes, I think you'd be quite good. You understand the concept quite well, so I think you'd be quite good at writing. I said, no, I'm not. Like I can make lists and I can do stuff like that, but I haven't got that creative part of me to write. I've had ideas for certain things like TV shows, films, documentaries, stuff like that. But I've never been that way inclined to be able to sit there and put my feelings onto a paper in that way.
It doesn't always have to be feelings, in it?
Yeah. Check Your Feelings is literally one of your songs.
I said, for you, not me.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just don't feel that way inclined. And the other, so I thought I was toying with it a bit. I was like, maybe I could write something. Maybe I could Anyway, went to this gig last Thursday at St Pancras Old Church, and we went and saw me and Lizzie went down to see Alex Francis perform, and there was also a guy called Will Pope who was supporting. Oh my god, listening to him, I could never get anywhere close to what he did.
You can't get put off by that, though.
Oh, not with that attitude, you can't.
No, I can't.
Comparison kills creativity, is what I found, and that's something I've come up with.
I'll talk about it.
No,
I will talk about
it, man.
I can't. I've never played anything. The closest thing I've ever come to playing was the drums. Okay. So I'll smash those and have a go on that.
Fair.
But I can't sing.
Right.
I can't.
Can you rhyme?
Not really. What are you laughing at?
Man can rhyme. You can rhyme.
No.
You rhyme.
I can be quick-witted and make stupid jokes, but I can't rhyme, right? So it's not something that's in my arsenal. But I can talk about it, and I'll promote it as best I can, and I'll support all the unsigned artists I know as best I possibly can, but I'll leave the creativity to you guys.
Oh.
This is my creative bit.
Future Hits headliner 2023.
No.
Yes, just you and your dub.
No. No. I'd love to be able, if I could do one thing, I'd love to be able to mix and stuff like that. Like we were discussing it on the way
that would be really handy.
That would be.
For you.
I'd love that.
Aisha's learning how to mix. You and Aisha could Southend it up.
Could do. Southend represent.
Yeah, exactly. You went to a gig.
I did.
So do you want to tell us about that? It was a couple of weeks ago now, right?
It was, yeah. The Hush Tones, we've played a lot. Their song Stranger. Have you heard it? Have you listened to
Hush Tones?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hush Tones? Cool, yeah. So I went to see Hush Tones they're actually Liverpool based, but they were down in London. So I thought we'd check them out. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was Hackney Way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was the venue? Oh, put her on the spot.
I don't know if I'm saying it right. Seabright or Sebright Arms?
Seabright Arms. Seabright Arms.
You said Sebright.
Oh.
SEE, isn't it?
SEB.
It's SEB.
Oh, okay, well, I'm wrong then. Seabright.
I was saying Seabright.
I thought it was Sea, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so you went there.
I went there.
And you saw the Hush Tones.
Yeah. They had a support act, Daisy and the Dead Chains. They're gigging a lot. But they haven't actually recorded or released anything yet, but they sounded amazing.
How do you find that? Because we've had the Ariston on here, and they've literally just released their first track. But like you were saying about how, you've released quite a lot of tracks especially over the past year.
I've only performed once or twice.
No, I know, but what my point is that you've almost done you've gone the other way to what the Ariston were doing and what you were doing in regards to writing and performing. You've wrote and released loads of tracks. How have you found it with your stuff where you haven't recorded a lot? Because the Ariston have literally just released their first single, Yellow Lines. But before that, they've done so many gigs, like over the past 6 months. But then people, again, like you said earlier, where can we find you? Where can we find you?
Yeah. Well, that's what made me start recording, pull my finger out, because what happened? I'd moved back from Ireland last year, and then I spent some time kind of gigging here and there. And when I started to find my feet and started to write loads of songs, I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then I started to gig them. People would start to be like, where can we find them? Where can we find them? And it was getting quite annoying because I've gigged, I think, where we're at September. So from January to Sunday just gone, I think I played...
End of August.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers.
I've played like 145 times.
Jesus.
Oh,
and
wow.
I just love it. But I got sick of people being like, where can we find? So what I did in the end, because I record demos at home, I've got like to anyone listening, I would recommend...
Or watching.
I would recommend, like, recording wise, what I've found is if you've got like a nice little interface, and like, you know, like a setup where you can just record vocals through like an interface, is I'd recommend getting like a Rode NT one, because you can get them for about anything between 80 to 120 quid on eBay. That's how I got mine. Plug it into an interface that can run 48 volts, phantom power, and it records really well. And what I did is I recorded demos through that, and I got so sick of people being like, where's your songs? I put like a demo EP together.
Right.
And I was, here's your fucking... No, I'm joking. No.
They just salad.
You want to... No, but I was like, you know what, actually, it would be good for me to actually get some music out whilst I'm also doing that, and then those CDs could help pay for the recording and stuff. It turns out they're doing a recording for free, so now the CD just pay for more merch and things, so I'm able to expand that. But yeah, I think just starting there even, literally doesn't have to be perfect. Mine's not perfect. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to mix and master. All I did was lay down a guitar, listen to it, sung it, did a bit of compression, reverb, bit of basic stuff, and that was that. Like, even for some of the songs, for some weird reason, I couldn't play and then sing over because I kept messing up. So some songs had like just single track, the guitar and vocals at the same time. But you can't really tell, because I've noticed people don't care about perfection. If they like it, they like it.
Yeah.
That is literally as simple as that. As I was talking about the Days and Days sort of people, like, if it's a good song, they'll like the song. There's even some, there's like some of the Kook songs. Is it the Kooks? I'm pretty sure. They're like, it sounds so imperfect and out of time, some of them. Like, there was one that Black Cactus was showing me, because I was doing that thing of trying to overthink it, and he was like, listen to this. He was like, that's not even in time. It's like, but people love it. And I was like, fair play. But I found you can go ham on it and be like, and, you know, try and make it sound perfect. But I think there's like, for me personally, there's like a balancing point of trying to make it perfect and then going just too ham on it and then just hating it.
Yeah, you can overdo it.
Oh, yeah.
At what point do you realise, though, that that's enough? Because I think that if you were doing a job for someone else, if you were producing a track for someone else, you'd go, right, I'm happy with that, we'll send it off, done. But when it's your own track...
You're emotionally invested, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think when you're absolutely sick of it and you cannot listen to it again, like, well, it was good at one point.
Yeah.
It's got to go out.
Yeah.
I think you said that to me about one of your tracks, and you were like, I've listened to it so much now, I just want to get it out there and see what happens.
Went all right.
That was literally how I felt towards Homes Where the Heart Is. I got to a point where I was like, I don't even care now. Just put it out there. Just release something.
Where in Ireland were you living?
Waterford, so Republic.
Oh, really?
Republic of. So when I was living in London, I'd met a lady, and then we were together for a couple of years, and then the panoramic hit, and she was Irish, and I always wanted to live out in Ireland, so I was like, yeah, go on then, I'll just go live out there for a year. And then we broke up, and I sat there for a couple of months, and I was like, I'm a bit bored, because I didn't really know anyone out there. And then I was there for like 2 or 3 months, and then I just moved back. So.
A friend of mine's in Waterford now. I'm sure he lives in Waterford.
Yeah.
No, seriously,
Really?
I'm sure he does. I'll look in the break, but I'm sure he's in
We've got
Waterford
so much in
now.
common.
My God, Matt.
Wouldn't it be bad though if it was like his Deb?
Matt, is he from Waterford?
No,
It'd be grand.
no, he's not. He's from Tilbury. I met him via mates. He's now living in Waterford because he met an Irish girl.
Don't do it.
I'll be back in a couple of months.
I give him 10 months.
See you soon, Billy. What I was going to quickly talk about is we've got our gig coming up on the 29th of September.
I missed the submission date. I was so gutted. Because I only listened to that podcast today, the last one that you released. I only listened to it today, so I listened to the Blind Boy podcast yesterday, and I heard it.
That's not one of ours.
Oh, and I was.
Don't recommend that one.
That's what I call Rob.
But I felt, I was gutted. But yeah, anyway, your gig, sorry, 29th.
So yeah, so 29th, as Fraser says, you can't register anymore, but you can buy tickets if you go to futurehits.co.uk/events, or you can also go to unsignedmusic.uk/events, or they're available on Dice.
Nice.
You even promoted it on your show tonight.
There you go. Listen to my show instead.
And your show is where?
On Future Hits from 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. every Tuesday.
It is, yeah. And you can also catch it on demand on Mixcloud and on the website as well. It's there every week.
Nice.
.com/Future Hits Radio.
Future Hits Radio, yeah. Also on Unsigned, so we've got our partner stations here. So we've got Radio Chelmsford, Islington Radio, as you can obviously see if you're watching on YouTube, and obviously Radio Extra as well. So they go out. Unsigned goes out 7 p.m. 7 p.m. every Sunday. If you want to upload music to that, you go to unsignedmusic.uk. You can submit your music on there. Did you see any of the Taylor Hawkins gig?
Mm-hmm.
I
watched a couple of clips.
But I didn't realise that it was actually being broadcast live. So it was live on I think Paramount Plus potentially.
Wow.
So I didn't see it on there, but I saw I think I saw Gary Neville sharing a video of it or something. So how's he watching this live? And but yeah, I want to watch it on demand because it looked like it was a hell of a lineup.
Yeah, it looked like a good gig.
It looked like
I saw a couple of clips and I was like, fair play. Like he got his son to play.
He was playing drums, wasn't he?
My hero. And I was like, fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. Yeah, that was
nice.
nice.
It was amazing. So I'd love to actually see that. A few people I know that actually went and were lucky enough to be there, which was really nice. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to have a quick break, and I'm going to make sure my friend does live in Waterford, and then we'll come back and we're going to do your dream gig. How's that sound?
Yes, that sounds beautiful.
Sounds beautiful.
Yes.
Just like me. Right, we will be back for section 2/3. What?
What is wrong with you two?
I didn't do nothing. What did I do? Don't even look at me. He was like... He said stuff about himself.
Tension.
Blame me. I see it. He feels it. We know it. That's why we're going on the break.
Right. Hopefully, we'll see you in the next section. Bye. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unsigned podcast. As some of you may know, I'm an ambassador for MATES, which is Mental Health Awareness Through Educational Speaking. They're a peer-to-peer support group. They're based in Essex, but they've got a group on Facebook, and there's a load of great ambassadors out there, all offering out some support. If you want more information, go to their website, weareyourmates.com. But let's get back to the episode.
The Unsigned podcast.
Rolling. When I went to the admissions gig, it was at the SX, not the Sex Bar, the SX Bar in Brentwood.
Oh yeah.
It's just been taken over by Card Trick, so they're like running events out of it, and it was the first event that they've held there. I think it's the first event admissions have played there anyway. And I went there, and I wasn't drinking because I was driving, and also I'm not really drinking that much at the moment. I'm just trying to be like good, because I'm not doing any exercise. So I feel like that offsets it slightly.
Sure.
Eating twice as much doesn't help. But I had a Red Bull because I haven't had a Red Bull in years, and I thought, well, I can't have a beer, so I have a Red Bull.
Ooh. Yeah.
Not good.
Ew.
Why? What happened? I'm literally drinking one.
No, it just made me feel.
Just
it just made me feel a bit like I was back in being 18.
Being 18 in the club.
Yeah.
Vodka Red Bull, please, mate.
Yeah, jug of vodka Red Bull.
Well, speaking of soft drinks,
What you got?
Not the Lucasades, much better. I have to be honest. There we are.
So when I was at the chicken shop. Wait. I'm gonna pull out a bag of chicken. No.
I got you one each.
When I was at the chicken,
You wanted chicken?
when I was at the chicken shop. This is
remember.
my favourite drink in
Go
the
on.
whole world, and I bought.
Dandelion and burdock.
No,
Oh.
even better. I bought
Cream
you,
soda.
I bought you one each. Yes. My guy. Even the Nesh behind the camera is feeling it. My guy.
Oh, mate, thank you very much.
I also, because I know you got kids, I bought your kids some sweets as well.
Oh, bless you.
And then I bought some chocolate for you guys to share. This is like salted dark chocolate. It's really nice. But I bought these. But
You're the first
these are
guest
for
to
me.
bring anything on.
Really?
Yeah.
I just think it's
Step
polite,
up.
isn't it? Raise your game. I just think it's polite. Like, yes.
Lovely, yeah.
And I heard you got kids, and I fucking love kids. I think they're brilliant. They're fucking jokes. So I just think
That is how I describe them on a daily basis.
I think they're jokes. Like, I think kids are wicked. I can't wait. I will wait, but I can't wait to be a dad.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're allowed
No,
sugar
of course
or
they
sweets.
are. I
and that.
appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much.
That's all right, no worries, but you have to. This shit is the best, man.
Oh, I'll try it.
Try it.
And
we'll
then
try it.
Try it live.
this, the dark chocolate.
It's now officially a mukbang.
I probably won't eat on pod.
No, that's fair.
But I will drink on pod.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. Very sweet.
That's all right.
I feel
Literally.
like Manoush needs this more than me. I got far too excited.
Manish, do you want her?
Do you want my one?
It's cool, I had one earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, right, fair enough. He's tried it
Of course he
anyway.
did. Of course he did.
Very
what a
sweet.
legend.
Of you.
That's all right. You just,
We're going to have to go to one of your gigs now, aren't we, really?
No, you don't have to.
He mentioned 2 in the break. Can you tell everyone where your gigs are? Oh, hang on, wait. When's this going out? Monday. They would have missed it.
I would have missed it.
What gigs are you doing next week?
He
needs to prepare now.
Because I love gigging. I gig a lot and I just forget what I'm doing.
It tastes like sweets
Love.
in a can. And love. Sweets in a can.
It's brilliant. No, it's great.
It tastes like rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
It tastes like the rock.
What do you mean? What's rock?
Like rock,
Candy,
like at the
like
seaside.
seaside.
Candy.
Oh, Sicker Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Candy.
I know, but my kids say candy.
Candy?
Because they watch like American Kids on YouTube.
Oh,
and I'm like, no, it's sweets.
How is it?
You can't complain for it because you like. Do you know what I mean? You've got like.
Yeah, hold on. Should we reveal this on camera?
She's hiding it.
She's literally enclosed.
Man for man marking with all the bottles.
God's sake. But did you have some?
That's an Abby face for. Not sure about that, but thank you very much.
I appreciate the gesture. Don't do that again.
You don't know me.
I love it. Honestly, Strawberry Rinder's the one.
I've never heard of it.
Hands down. You know, I'm a crack open this bad boy now. Crack open a can on the podcast.
Are you sponsored by them?
I wish. I'd
Cherry drops.
Is that what it tastes like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wherry drops. No, don't do that.
No.
That sounded terrible. As soon as it come out of my mouth. Right. Oh, you fucking spilt it.
I forgot you could swear on it.
Yeah, you can swear on it. Although what I have thought,
There we go.
what I have thought about doing, which I might regret, is I might create like radio edits of the podcast and then put them out on the station every now and again.
I'm going to call you out. You did do that at first. You did a couple.
I did a couple of previews, didn't I? Yeah. That's when I was editing the podcast myself before we had Joel. And what I was doing, I was going, oh, that's a good like 2 minutes to put in. And I put that in. But now we've got the acoustic tracks. So what I do is so you're doing a couple for us after. And then what I'll do, Spanish again. And then what I do is I'll play one of them, probably an original of yours. And then I'll play that on Sunday's show to then promote the podcast for it coming out on the Monday.
Fully, this tastes like cherry drops. The verdict is in.
With strawberry though.
I know, but have you ever had cherry drops?
Jerry drops.
Need more caffeine.
I know what you mean.
You got plenty behind that bottle wall of shame. Nice.
Show the sponsors.
Yeah. Not sponsored by Lucasade. No. Right, should we do your dream gig?
Yes.
Why not? So you know the concept. We're going to give you a few different things and you need to tell us, as an example, who you'd want at your gig, what would be on your rider, where your after party is, etc., etc.
Yeah, I'm on.
So we've sort of taken festival off the table because
that makes sense.
Everyone was choosing Glastonbury, Pyramid Stage, Sunset. The Sam Vendor slot, as we call it.
You did a lot of festivals over the summer, didn't you?
Oh, you just went to one as well?
I just played one on Sunday. Oh, God, yeah, that messed me up as well.
I saw you were quite hungover.
It was my it was my last festival.
Why did you look at the camera like someone was going to be disappointed with you?
Well, no comment on that. Yeah.
What's the new track called?
I'm say so to find you, Matt. I really hope that's true. But no, it was my last festival and I wasn't going to go down. And I went up on the Saturday. I was playing on a Sunday because on the Saturday afternoon I was playing for Invasion Colchester, which is like the day in Colchester where they get loads of superheroes everywhere.
Oh, cool.
And it's really cool. I've played it 5 years in a row, and the people who run it, they actually bought me a bottle of Jack Daniels with my name on it, and it says Fraser Morgan, FM in the middle, and at the bottom it says, "Don't forget me when you're playing stadiums." And it was a quote that Example said to Ed Sheeran when Ed Sheeran first supported him before he was famous.
Oh, wow.
And I found that really meaningful. But anyway...
So you're going to be Ed Sheeran famous?
No, I really hope not. Well, I don't know. I just want... You know what my actual goal in life is just to make my current salary or wage doing music. That's when I'd be content. I'd be happy with that. I'm not looking for fame and stardom or anything like that. If I get notoriety of some degree, then that happens. But like... I'm just content with the thought of just living off performing and meeting people, because my favourite thing about music is writing that music and playing the gigs, and after every gig I just get off stage and just go walk outside and go and say hello to everyone, because I'm not being funny, but if time is a currency that you can't get back and it's non-refundable, so the fact that you're spending your time standing there watching to me and listening to me chat shit for a bit, for like 45 minutes to an hour and a half, I appreciate a lot, and I'll let you know that I appreciate it, and I'll go and tell you. And I think it's really important to to shake those people's hands, to give them hugs, look at them in the eye and tell them that they're thankful, and which is something that I struggle with social media in regards to TikTok and stuff, because I know a lot of the industry is really pushing TikTok, heavily pushed it. I've spoken to a couple of like big people in the industry about it. TikTok, but I'm like, I don't want to spend my time making TikToks. I want to spend my time making music. Like, look at Jerry Cinnamon, fucking legend. Like, that fella, he released Campfire Vampire, whichever way around it is, in 2015. By 2017, he released Erratic Cinematic, I think it's called. And motherfucker doesn't have a Twitter account, doesn't have a TikTok account, and he's got like 1.5 million listeners on Spotify every month. And it's like, it just goes to show, and he's just one fella with a guitar, and it just goes to show, if your music's good, and you got a good attitude about you, and you work hard, you can make it like that. It's just a bit harder these days, I'm fully aware of that. But yeah, but anyway, so back to the Saturday.
No, I think that's a very, very valid point. I don't think you should skip over that. I think it's a case that where everyone we talk to on here, and I'm sure that you guys as artists are well aware, it is very much TikTok based, and it's almost at a point where I've heard some people say that unless you have that social media following, labels won't go for you.
No, and that's true, but the wrong labels won't go for you.
Yeah, there is that too.
Right, because there was someone I was talking to recently who was a really, really lovely person, and they do a lot in the industry, and they were saying like, sometimes they'll use those quick TikTok sensations, profit off them, and then invest in what they see as the longevity artists.
Right, okay.
So the artists who are a bit more hands-on on the ground of it and don't really care for the TikTok side of stuff, because me personally, I don't want to sit there watching a video of myself loop for an hour, trying to put captions over it. Like I did it recently once because I was like,
so annoying.
It's the worst, right?
Especially if you do a voiceover thing on it.
Voice. And the amount of work goes, and it's just, these companies are just profiting off you insanely, and you're just like, just being swiped and forgotten about, which is why I say I would, if I ever make it to a point, I'd happily hire someone to do my TikTok for me, and I might upload my own stupid TikToks, but like when it comes to the promotional stuff, I just haven't got time for it, because I'd much rather be hands-on, feet on the ground, running out there, emailing people and like being really polite, be like, hey, is there any chance I can play this gig for you? Or hey, I've seen you do this, or hey, I know this person, and actually going out actively doing it and gigging and meeting the people and speaking to the bands and thanking the sound engineers and shaking the hands and buying people's pints and being kind and networking and just being a decent fucking human being, because that goes way further than just seeing someone seeing you for 30 seconds on a TikTok and swiping past you. Oh, was that a...
That's a clap.
Oh, nice. But that's just my stance on it. That's just me personally. Mate, other people might be different. I'm fully aware of it.
Be a fucking decent human being is a good stance to have, I suppose.
Yeah, well, my two big things, for some weird reasons, people start coming up to me and ask me for advice about music. I don't know why. But my two things that I say to them are, one, gig as much as you can. Two, don't be a dick.
I said
that, yeah.
It's literally, I'm not joking, it's that simple. As long as you're like... Because then the more you gig, the better you get. And then the better you get, the more people are going to want to see you. And then you start building that thing, and you start writing those songs and building those experiences. And it just pays into itself. Where, like, yeah, just gig as much as you can. Just be nice to everyone you meet. Thank the sound guy. Buy him a pint. You know, thank the door stuff. Thank the bar stuff. Thank everyone who is playing a part in making that gig happen for you. Let them know that you appreciate them. Because... it's just a very important thing to do in life, and not even for the sake of how can that ripple come back and pay you, but just on the pure basis that everyone deserves love and kindness and respect, no matter how much of a dick they are to you as well. Still kill them with kindness, and I live by that.
Coming from personal experience.
Yeah.
Did you look at me then?
No.
Oh, all I saw was a head tilt, and I thought, you look at me. What have I done?
This guy. But that's just my stance on life. I think, and it's just cool. Like, no matter how, because you don't know what people have gone through that day. If someone calls me a prick, and I'm like, whoa, that person called me a prick, mate, 10% of it could have been to do what I did, but 90% could be other stuff. So you just kill them with kindness, be nice to them, and just be nice to everyone you meet, no matter what a dick they are to you, basically. But yeah, just gig as much as you can, and just do it for the love of it, because I'd much rather be out there gigging than sat in a room watching a video of myself for an hour. Generally words. Like
or Cars 2.
Or Cars 2. Oh yeah, I'm yet to start Cars 2. That'll probably be tonight's film.
We've watched quite a lot of like good, there's loads of good stuff on Disney, but we watched one the other day which was what was it called? Onward. Don't watch that on a down day.
Oh really?
Yeah, it is good. It's a good film, but it's about two brothers trying to get their dad back who's passed away. Right?
Isn't that like Coco?
Well, I don't think I've watched Coco, but
Coco's good. Don't watch that on a down day.
Oh, okay, fine.
Well,
God, no.
God, no.
This Onward we were watching with the kids, and I quite enjoyed it. But we're watching. I was like, I recognise these two people. Who the fuck are they?
You recognise the cartoons?
Like voices.
Oh, right.
Not fake, like not visually.
What? I've seen them in Asda. Was that the day you took acid?
Might have been.
One of these.
No.
Enjoy your trip, guys.
It was Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, so it's Spider-Man and Quill. So anyway, so we were watching that, and I was like, oh, this is really like, it was quite cool. But then like my boy, like he's like I said to you, he's going to turn 7 next month, and we went to like he was going to bed, and he was like, it was quite sad, wasn't it? And I was like, why was it sad, mate? He goes, because the boy didn't get to see his dad.
I don't.
Oh, sorry, shit.
I don't need to watch onwards then, do I?
But I was like, no, but it's like, you know, it was all about him and his brother and, you know, their relationship.
Coco.
Yeah, should we just ruin Coco?
Ruin it if you want. But then what my point is,
No, yeah.
we enjoy a film day. Like a film day, film night.
Absolutely.
Love a film night.
Absolutely. I think they're the best.
Favourite film?
Favourite film? Chappie.
How do you answer that quickly?
Because my brain tells me,
Chappie.
she just flashes an image up. It was either that or What Dreams May Come.
Neither of which I know.
Okay, What Dreams May Come is a Robin Williams film. It's about...
Love him.
He's great. I'm going to get Robin Williams tattoo soon because I love him. He's hands down my guy. My email at work, it's signed off with a Patch Adams quote. It's like, everyone's born with a bit of like spark of weirdness, don't lose it or something.
Yeah.
But the film is about basically... they tell you at the start, but like he dies and he goes to heaven, and it's about their take on what heaven is, and heaven's whatever you want it to be, and it's a beautiful film. Apparently the colour is amazing. I'm colourblind, so I don't really see that side of things, but apparently it's just visually very beautiful, but also emotionally amazing. But then Chappie is a film I watched a bunch of years ago, made by Sony, and it's based in South Africa. It's featuring the duo D'Antwoord. They're a rap duo. They're absolutely mental, but they're actual famous rappers, but they're in the film, and it's set in the future where they have police robots, and the fella who designs them takes one and goes to install artificial intelligence. They get kidnapped, they get robbed, the Antwoord steal the robot, and when it starts up, it's like a newborn baby, and he leaves it with them, and then after leaving with them after a while, it starts to act like a gangster, and he's like, yo, what's up, Holmes, and all this sort of stuff. But again, the ending is fucking beautiful, but it's a really, really, it's about 2 hours long, but it's probably one of the best films I've ever watched.
Did you think it was going to be about a dog? No. I did. Chappie, I just assumed it was...
To be fair, that's got dog
food.
Yeah, all right.
Subliminal messaging, advertising works.
Sponsored by Chappie. I can't answer that on the spot. I always seem to go back to Children of Men for some reason.
Children of Men?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
It's kind of like Handmaid's Tale before Handmaid's Tale was released.
Right.
Yeah, so birth rate's going down. It's not as exciting as yours, but I always go back to it. It's like anything dystopian I tend to like that could potentially be real. Like
Chappie's kind of dystopian, actually.
Yeah, it was sounding like it. And AI learning from... Yeah.
There you go.
Good.
We're on the same page.
I know.
Yeah.
Shall I leave?
What was the rest of it about? You said dystopian.
Okay, so then they find a woman who's pregnant, and there's like essentially World War III going on, but they need to get this woman to a safety boat and get her out of the war zone.
Oh, one of those. Okay.
Yeah, well, so there's a bit of war, a bit of dystopia.
Fair play.
Yeah.
I actually want to watch Children of Men.
Children of Men.
Okay. What about yours?
Marvel film, probably.
Marvel slaps.
Endgame made me cry.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, fair play. I got goosebumps.
Me and my son watched Infinity War the other day, which, him being 6, nearly 7, there is a bit of language in there. So me and him are watching it, and like wife walks in, and someone, I don't know if they say dickhead or something.
Yeah.
Thor, call me a dickhead again. Like, when he's playing his game. And she walked in, I was like, it'll be all right.
Yeah, be grand.
And then he was like, can we watch the next one? And I was like, I'll probably be all right this time around.
You have to watch it first and go through with your radio bleats.
No, it's because of the emotion.
Yeah, it is. It is emotional.
It is a big come together of a film.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's one of the biggest things in cinematic history. Easily.
I enjoyed it, and it made me emotional. But I think, I can already see your eyes rolling, but Matrix was a big film for me.
Matrix
phenomenal. Did you ever play the game? The games are great.
Yes,
games are good.
It's a good one.
But I did Matrix. But I feel like it's got quite a deep meaning to that film. I don't think it's just about sci-fi stuff. I think, do I go into it?
Your podcast,
Maybe
mate.
not.
Do what you want.
Maybe not. Venue.
I'll tell you what, for Marvel films,
Tangent.
Thor Ragnarok is one of my favourite.
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched
No.
Thor Ragnarok? It's the funniest Marvel film. It's
Okay.
like, do you know the fella who does What We Do in the Shadows? There's I think New Zealand kid. So you know the fella, he's in that, but he plays the voice of Korg and he directs Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
Best sense of humour ever. And it's just like, have you met Korg yet throughout the films? The Stone guy. Hello, my name's
Yeah,
Korg.
he's the one who's playing the game, and he goes, "Thor, guys, calling me a dickhead again."
God, call me a dickhead again. Oh, mate, he's so great. I love Thor so much. Korg, and there's this scene that makes me die every time because basically Thor loses all his stuff and he's telling Korg about it. And he goes, I used to have this hammer and I used to throw it and it used to pull me off. And then Korg goes, oh my God, the hammer used to pull you off. He's like, it seems like you have a really intimate relationship with this hammer. It's such a good film. So yeah,
Right,
watch
okay,
that.
I've gotta
Sorry.
watch that.
So venue gig. What am I doing? What?
Yeah, so we're doing your dream gig. 18 minutes of us chatting shit
Don't
about
worry,
films.
that's how it
And you
works.
didn't even go into the Matrix. Could
No.
you
That's
imagine?
how it works, man. I
It's
love
about
podcasts like
I
this.
think it's about some spiritual person coming back. I think that's what it was about, like second coming or something like that. Anyway,
I could sit here for 2 hours and talk.
yeah, I know, but it's supposed to be a musical podcast.
Yeah, but it's fun.
I know. Right, so we're doing your dream gig. We need to know what your dream venue would be. We're taking
Camden
festivals.
Roundhouse.
What?
Camden Roundhouse.
Oh, there you go. Done already. Cool. Next.
Easily, like 4,000 cap is my dream venue.
Is it?
Every time.
That's an original answer.
Really? I love it. It's a brilliant venue. I went and watched... I met the Nothing But Thieves man, who's a really lovely guy, Richard, and I got tickets to go watch them at Roundhouse, and then I got to go backstage and meet them there, and like they're all so lovely. And then I was just seeing them play on that stage. I was like, this is a hell of a stage. Like the place is phenomenal. I've been to watch 2 gigs there. Hands down, it's my dream. Like if that's like my big goal for
Yeah,
music. Like my my dream is to just live off my music.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I could sell out Camden Roundhouse, holy shitballs.
Some big names.
Holy shitballs, like straight in my heart, like hands down, easily. That would be enough to make me cry.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't been there. I was going to say I felt a bit like that when I went to Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Oh yeah, that's a great venue as
I
well.
can't get my words out. But yeah, I went there, and I think it was I want to say Lanterns on the Lake, but it might not have been. It might have been
That's
someone
a
else.
nice band name.
Yeah, they are cool.
Nice.
But yeah, I can't remember who it was now. I'm sure it was them. But yeah, I went there like years ago. Where would be your dream venue? We haven't asked
Yeah.
you.
Oh, you can't really ask that to someone that's only done like
Chinneries.
No, I don't think so. Chinneries to me, I know loads of people we know have played there, but
Yeah.
that's goth and rock music to me because I grew up in Southend.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It is quite a rock venue.
It
yeah,
is,
yeah.
I mean, I don't think I could go there.
God, your dream venue. If you could, you got your music rolling, you've got like and someone says to you, look, we're ready to do your next 150th gig, whatever. Where do you want to headline? And you'll be like, you know what, I'd love to play.
Thing is, right, with your music, obviously you've got the melodic sort of stuff where you're singing as well, but with some of your tracks are quite in a dancey sort of.
I was going to say, but you took festivals off the table. I don't know if that applies to me as well, but I think
Yes, it does.
V-Fest
Yeah.
2016
Does V-Fest still
example
run?
tent.
V-Fest doesn't still run, does it?
No,
No.
not anymore. No.
But you know a tent like I think example Calvin Harris,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sort of thing.
The tent they done every year.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that goes off every time
Fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
that is cool.
with the more electronic stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, that would be cool. That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
I put a new one in to this,
Oh.
which was so sometimes you've got it where like you have someone announce you. Who would be your? I don't know if this is going to work or not. We'll try it. Who would be your special announcer? Like someone you get to choose anyone to welcome you onto the stage in front of your fans at the Camden Roundhouse.
See, emotionally, my heart was like my little brother.
Oh, that's sweet.
He's 12 and he's a legend, he is. Emotionally, my heart goes to my little brother. But, like, my brain is like, Morgan Freeman?
Good one.
He could announce it like God, couldn't he?
Next up. Like, oh, that little voice.
Hang on,
that
wait,
he
can we
is
have that
going.
again?
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do that one. Like, but, like, a stupid one. But, I'd love to get, like, my favourite, I love stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I'm a massive stand-up comedy fan. Daniel Sloss. I'd love to have him announce me on because I know he'd be a twat about me.
Yeah.
Because he's great like that. His sense of humour is impeccable. And I know he should be like, next up, this fucking dickhead. Like, he would be perfect for it. So, yeah, Daniel, if you're watching, because you are, announce me.
Hey, your dream gig.
Yeah, that's a good one to keep that. I like that a
Right,
lot.
okay, cool. So at your dream gig, you've got 3 acts. You've got yourself, you've got and 2 other acts. You've got your headliner, main sport, opener. Where are you fitting on the bill, and who else is going to be there?
Do I have to play it?
Well, it's your dream gig, so ideally.
Okay, for me to... So my dream gig to play, I didn't know if it was a dream gig to watch.
Play. Well, you'll be watching the other 2.
I would be watching the other 2. So headline... Oh, go on.
I was going to say, and you'd be very jealous if they were introduced by either Morgan Freeman or...
I would be fuming.
There you go.
I'll be like, set this up!
Especially if your brother announced it.
Cruz, what the fuck? I would headline the Front Bottoms instantly. They're an American band.
Abby's just gone
Grow
very
up.
immature.
No, we're gonna. Can we zoom in on just this?
No.
A second? No, we're just gonna give her a minute.
Too much Red Bull.
She's going to go red now. So you're supporting them.
What are they called?
She's gone red.
I can't remember what they're called. What are they called as?
The front bottom.
Yeah, they are.
That helped. Thank you.
You're welcome. No worries.
You need
Grow
to
up.
confront that.
You need to confront the Front Bottoms.
What has happened to this podcast?
I think I'm the problem.
So who else is
They're my
there?
favourite bands. I've got
Oh,
a
right.
tattoo for them. It's my
Oh, cool.
favourite song of all time called Flashlight, not Flesh, Flashlight. It's not even. I got a laugh. I got a little off-camera laugh. Nice, but no, it's a beautiful song. It's one of the audio-wise. It's like they do this beautiful thing at the end where they overlay like lyrics and stuff, and it's just phenomenal. So they're an American band from West Virginia.
You're still laughing at Front
She's
Bottoms?
still laughing at the name Front
I'm
Bottoms.
just going to turn around.
But they're my favourite band of all time. They're a massive inspiration. I've even tried to email their agent and stuff, and like, can I just like play a gig or like whatever? And obviously I get no replies.
So
But
they're in America, right?
yeah,
So-
they're in America. They don't really haven't played a gig over here in years. But as soon as they do, I'm booking like 2 weeks off work, and I'm buying like 4 or 5 tickets, and I'm just gonna go watch them. I love them. I adore them. Every time on a night out, and I come home, and I'm still like feeling a couple of tins. I'll sit there, and just crack up in tins by myself, and just watch the Front Bottoms for an hour. Not that sort of Front Bottoms.
I bet you do that too. Crack open a couple of tins.
Crack open a tin and watch the Front
Crack open
Bottoms.
yourself.
That was all you, that one.
I know.
By the way,
You opened the door, I just ran through
you
it.
just barged through like a bailiff.
Oh my god. So anyway,
there's
so you're supporting them. So who's opening?
I think I'd want to open
All right, okay.
because I think I want to go me and then Front Bottoms headline, and then this guy who I've discovered recently who I adore, Lewis Dunford.
Oh, okay.
He's from North London. I can't remember where in North London he's from. But the guy is a lyrical genius. Again, I've emailed him and his manager. I've just been like, can I ever support you at a gig? And here's the thing, when reaching out to people, I think, me personally, from my experience and from managers who I've spoken to as well, they don't mind people reaching out with you. But I think you have to accept the fact you're not going to get a reply. And I'm fully aware of it. When I send an email, I try to be as unique as possible, but also kind.
Yeah.
I'm not to the point where like I'm not a suck up, and I'm not like, oh my god, I'm making up lies. I'm always honest in everything that I say when I do email. If there's an artist that I like, I'll email their manager or their agent to be like, look, I'll be honest, I'm a massive fan of this artist. Here's all the stuff that I've done, and here's the stuff I plan to do. Here's how many gigs I've done. Here's some like short little, because I've heard from industry people I was speaking to a couple recently. They really like it when you send, like a YouTube link. So if you upload a video and put it as unlisted, if you copy the link, send that. They really like that apparently. So send like 1 or 2 clips you playing live. They say they like it when you send videos you playing live. And just be really polite and just have a bit of humour, have a bit of laugh. Like, I'm kind of quite self-aware and write my emails, and I said to someone the other day, I was like, I'll keep this brief, and I wrote at the end, I was like, I said I'll keep it brief, I've just written 3 paragraphs, what I like, but having a bit of humour, and sometimes you get a response, sometimes you won't. There was recently, I emailed someone recently, of a really big artist actually, who I've loved for like 10 years, and I just emailed them, and I was like, hey, I'll be honest, I know you manage this artist, I'm a massive fan, I see they've got a tour coming up, have you got any support arranged? If not, I'm just letting you know I'd love to play. Well, I wasn't expecting a reply. I got a reply within 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, hey, yeah, we haven't organised support yet, but I'll check out your videos and we'll touch base in a couple of months.
Nice.
And I was like, you know what, thank you. And even if they don't reply, you've still just sent out a polite email. You haven't been a dick. You haven't said, I want this or demand this or anything like that. Don't expect a reply, but just be kind. And, you know, now your name's in the brain.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, you come out where you left off. Best case scenario, you get a reply. And it's like, and that's all it is really. But
yeah, we had Eliza May in recently, and she supported Kate Nash.
Yeah,
from a similar thing where I think she might have said we're looking for support, and then Eliza got involved, and yeah, she was supporting that, and then she said she was brilliant. Like she come up, spoke to him, and all that. So it was quite. Yeah, you do get those chances sometimes.
You
so
really do, but
that's
it. You just got to keep exposing yourself. Like
not like that.
Not like that. Not like the front bottoms.
Not with your front bottom.
No, definitely not. Only the back bottom. Oh, spicy. No, but listen, but Lewis Dunford basically, he's a phenomenal artist. I played a gig at someone's gaff the other month, and someone was like, "Oh, you remind me of Lewis Dunford. He's got this song called Regretting," which is basic. It's a brilliant song.
Is it about regretting taking ketamine?
Yeah. Woo!
Winner.
But lyrically it's phenomenal. The way he writes is insane. It's basically a song about how the first time he accidentally took ketamine. But the song lyrically is insane. And I listened to his entire discography and I'm hooked. He's got another song called Boss Man, which is about talking to a toilet attendant, and he's like, is this all like, surely there's more to life than this? And he's like, look, and the toilet attendant turns around to him and is like, I might not have much money, but like I've got all the riches in my life, in love and in my family. And then he tells stories of different people he meets, like the taxi driver and then a guy in his local shop. And then he's got another song called The Angel, North London Forever, which is about where he grew up and about spending time.
I reckon he's from Angel.
I think maybe, yeah, actually. What gave that away? Fucking idiot. But yeah, so it would go, myself to open, I think would be an absolute honour. And then Lewis Dunford to go on with his band afterwards. And then the front bottoms go on and they'll smash it out. I think that would be amazing.
We've lost Abby. What would be your cover track? Not necessarily one you might do later, but what would be your cover track at your dream gig?
So I already do it now. It's one that I adore doing. But I don't do this one, but either Take On Me. I think that'd be a great one. Yeah. That would be good. Or Sheila by Jamie T.
Yeah. He's playing at Finsbury.
I know,
next year.
Yeah. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be insane, wouldn't it?
It would be cool to go. I saw him. He played Glastonbury, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, I'm sure he played Glastonbury because when he was performing, he literally had like a shirt and it just seemed like all his buttons just kept coming further undone.
My guy.
I was like, yeah, I look like that too, mate.
Speaking of which, you seem to have your top off a lot. Like
now he doesn't.
No, but on every Instagram post pretty much, you're like, oh, my top's off again. And you
Abby
make
made
quite
sure.
a point of...
She was like, screenshots.
Had to do my research.
Research for my OnlyFans. She paid and subscribed. Research.
Have you got an OnlyFans then?
Not yet. We'll see how the next 5 years go. But yes, so I just get quite warm at gigs, especially at the band gigs, if I'm doing band gigs. So I'm quite mental at a band gig. In a good way, but I'm a bit mental. And I just love going mental and completely letting loose and doing shots of tequila on stage and like just taking my top off and going wild, really. But yeah, and I love it. And especially I've got a song called I'll Fight Your Dad, which is about, I was seeing a girl once and her very, very, very uptight upper class father, she got a tattoo and he blamed me. So I write a song called I'll Fight Your Dad. So, but I go mental during that one. And it's great. So, yeah.
Crowd surfing?
Haven't done that yet. I did it, but not on my own gig. No, I did it at, when I was playing Harlequin. There was a band on there, amazing, and it was my birthday. And they got me
crowd surfed at someone else's gig?
Yeah, they let me, because I said to them, I was like, "It's my birthday." They're like, "Get up here." Cool. Amazing.
Who would you duet with if you could bring a special guest out onto the stage? Who would you like that to be, and who would you duet with?
Cloudy, maybe, but I don't like to go too mainstream poppy, but just because he's a fucking
he is mainstream, but I feel like he's really cool. Like he's not, like we said earlier about self-deprecating and his billboard and stuff like that. Like I imagine that he'd be pretty normal if you just.
Yeah, for sure. Or a
I mean-
female artist, like because I've actually got an entire playlist dedicated. I feel like we need to shout about female artists a lot more, and I've got like an entire playlist that I've got dedicated to just female artists that I find called Badass Talented Women, and it's just got an entire. It's just fucking badass talented women. I'm like, these girls are sick, and there's a couple on there. I can never remember their names though.
I tell you what would be mad, you and Louise. I think the energy that you
Parker.
two have, yeah.
Yeah. Louise is awesome.
I think you and Louise would just.
I'd love that.
I
Actually.
think your styles would marry quite well.
Oh yeah.
I reckon. I'd love to do some more stuff.
It'd be
with
very
female
difficult to try and
voices.
tie you both down. I think you'd both be like. Rob's playing bass for her. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Is that? I think he said that last week. I don't think I've just.
Yeah, he
dropped it.
did. Yeah,
dropping
he's got,
exclusive.
he's got the rehearsal today, hasn't he?
He had it the other day. Yeah.
Oh, the other day.
Yeah, he said it was quite different to an admissions gig. I went, well, yeah.
Oh, well,
A little bit, mate. Yeah. Yeah, you and Louise would be pretty cool. So yeah, did you couldn't remember their names? So we're going Lewis Capaldi.
Yeah.
He's a badass talent.
I mean, he's a badass talented woman.
What would be on your rider? I didn't realise you have to pay for your rider.
Yeah.
Didn't know
No,
that.
you don't. Well, hold on, because there are people that I've worked for.
I think it's when you get to a certain level you don't have to, but I think
Okay.
so. I didn't realise this, and I can't remember who we discussed it with. I think it might have been B, and she said that like if you're doing a gig,
Festivals.
and gig was like if she said that when you're doing a gig, you have to pay for your rider, so she never actually asked for anything. And I was like, well, this is your dream gig, you ain't got to pay for anything. So what would you have? You got two choices. What would be on your rider?
A pint of Guinness with a shot of Kraken in it.
Sort of what?
A pint of Guinness with a shot of Kraken in it.
Okay.
Kraken.
Crack.
Okay.
A shot of crack. I'll have a bloody great
That would
gig.
explain a bit.
I'll have a bloody fucking. It won't just be the top that's coming off. Everything.
The Kraken will be coming out.
Yeah, the Kraken will be coming out. That was a bum joke.
I know, I made it.
I'm trying to.
Oh, you did.
Right.
sake.
What will be your second thing?
What sits placed out on the table in a smiley face?
That's like 3.
No, I'm talking like we need a full circle.
Oh, right, okay.
And then I think just to make sure they've checked the contract.
Yeah, we fucking.
It was Third Lung. They were talking.
I love
about
it that you've listened to my podcast more than I have.
Third Lung were talking about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were
What
saying
you
about
did on your hangover day?
this is my drive today.
Oh, right.
Research on the way
yeah,
here.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, they said that it was Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Asked for brown M&Ms or something.
To make sure he checked the contract. If not, then they check the monitors and make sure everything, because they clearly haven't read through his requirements.
That's a good thing to do.
Mm.
You may have already touched on this, but your made it moment. You said earlier on you would feel like you have made it. Can't remember my words out. If you were living off of your music, would that be it, or have you got something else in mind for your made it moment?
I think that'd be a very important step for me. I feel like that's when I can kind of breathe and go, right, okay, cool. Like I'm kind of doing music now. What would be a big made
What
it
is the
moment?
day job?
I work for a students' union.
Oh, okay.
So I just work for a students' union. I work in the education department. It's actually grand. Sorry. That's really bad. You know what it is? It's that. It's this, and I'm sat down, and I've got like the worst. Like I could just feel air in my stomach, and I'm just like, smile and wave, smile and wave. No, it'd be grand. But no, yeah. So I do that, and I just literally work with students in education. So I support them in anything education related.
Oh, okay, cool.
The big made it moment. I feel. I don't know, because I've actually got I've got a notes. I've got a thing on my phone, in my notes, of list of things that I want to achieve within the next year, and I started the list in June, and today's actually marked one of them off. Today, one of them was to be on a podcast for my music. So you've actually ticked one off, so I can put that on my Instagram now.
Yes.
I mean, I've
I
done
think
that one.
I've seen your notes. Wasn't it like how many gigs did you want to play this year? You got one on there that's like.
I want to
play-
hit 725 by the end of the year, as in like, so I started the year on about 590.
Wow.
But I did that within 8 months. I've done about 140, 145 gigs this year. So it worked out. It's on average 4 to 5 gigs a week, or 1 gig every 1.5 days.
Jesus Christ.
I love it.
Mad, isn't it? That's like blowing your head.
How do you fit in your day job?
It's in the daytime.
So as an example, right? So
Go on, please.
this week, so it's Tuesday now. But where Monday to Sunday this week. Although, what are your gigs for this week?
So this week's a bit of a quiet one. So yesterday I was still hungover from the festival because Saturday night. So I do this thing. Any gig I go to, especially festivals, I think it's really important. I know you just asked that question, but also just because it's like an unsigned thing, I think it's really important when you go to a gig, especially like a festival, is to do your networking.
Yeah.
Go and speak to everyone. Don't just put yourself in your face, but I'm this person, I'm doing this. But like, go around the network. Like a lot of the time, if I'm playing a festival, I'll stay a night or two before, and I won't stay in the artist camping. I'll stay with everyone else, the peasants. No, I'm joking. I'll stay with the peasants, and it's dirty, I know, but you've got to do what you got to do. No,
Got to be a man of the people.
You just got to be. I bring Auntie back everywhere I go because they're very dirty. No, joking. But no, you. But yeah, I camp with like everyone, and I just chill out with them, and I smash beers back with them. And if it comes up, they're like, "Oh, what about you? What are you doing here?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm playing." They're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." Like, and like they'll end up coming to see me. Like the festival I did recently, Saturday night, I got absolutely spangled.
Spangled is not a word you hear often enough.
There you go. I got spangled.
Got gazeboed.
I got trolleyed. I got ballooned. There's so many you could use.
Ballooned?
You could use anything.
Okay.
You could use anything. But I ended up walking around, and I said there was a couple of people, and I was like, "Do you fancy some music?" And some of them were like, "No, not really," because I think it was like a stoner festival.
Right.
Some people were very chill, but some people were like, "Yeah, all right, please, that'd be awesome." So I sat down with them, played some songs. Apparently it was like 3 hours. I was sat there playing some music. I didn't even realise. I started at midnight. I finished at 3 a.m. Didn't even realise. By the end of it, there was only 3 of them. By the end of it, there was like 25 people gathered around this tent. Oh, wow. And then I finished there. And I heard there was some more music going on. So when I played somewhere else, like an hour later, for like an hour again. But the next day, I had like bare people come to watch me because they saw me networking. They've kind of tried before they buy sort of thing.
Nice.
You know, they've seen me be a dickhead and talk about mental health and the songs I write. And then they've gone, I'll go and check this fella out. So I think it's always really important to go, but you can't expect people to come watch you. You just can't.
You put yourself out there,
I'm never backstage at a gig, ever. I'm always out there just with everyone because I love people. I think they're their best. But what was the question again? Sorry.
What made it moment?
How did I get to that?
I don't know. You said I said, what would your made it moment be? Is it living off your music? And you said,
I don't know. Why did I start talking about festival? Oh, my week.
Your gig,
my
your
busy
link.
week.
yeah, your week.
Yeah, so my
Jesus.
week. How busy my week
Tangent.
is. So, yeah, so I was very hungover yesterday, so I slept, and then today, obviously, I've driven up from work to do this, and then tomorrow
Basildon.
No, that's Thursday, actually.
Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
I got that wrong. No, I got that wrong. But tomorrow I might go and play a gig in town because I've got like an open mic, so I might go and play that. I think I'm meant to have a date tomorrow. I'm not sure. But I might just go and do music.
That'd be a good date, though.
Nice.
Come watch me play.
I don't know. I think that's a bit...
It's a bit self-indulgent, yeah.
You know, but it's a bit shake your own arse, isn't it? It's like...
A little bit, yeah.
But, and then Thursday I've got Basildon. And then Friday I'm playing at Coda. Supporting the Mefs with Collars, Danny and Co. I think they're absolutely amazing. And obviously Mefs are. And then Saturday I'm working the Anti-Luro Brigade Festival, which is like a charity festival they run in Colchester. So I'm working that, and I'm running the cabaret stage until 7. And then at 7 I drive to Chelmsford to play a Hotbox, which I can't wait for. And then Sunday, I watch my friend play HMV. And then after that, I'm then driving to Brentwood to record the next single. Well, no, an acoustic version of Home's Where the Heart Is for a single release, and drive back. And then it's Monday. Oh, wait, what day is it?
That was Sunday.
Yeah. And they'll probably go and play an open mic after that. But
You're making me feel very lazy.
why?
How do you? Fit
Everyone's
that way?
busy in their own way, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like,
The way I explain it to myself in my head is... if I don't do this, like I'm just laying there watching TV or playing games, whatever. Yeah. I can do that whenever. I'm so hungry for my music. Like I'll do this forever. Like you'll have to take the guitar from my cold dead hands. I will be doing this forever.
Yeah.
Because I just love it so much. But it's in my head. I've just noticed. I call it ripple. I just call it rippling. Right. What I mean by that is I do as much as I can. because you don't know what can come back round. And the biggest proving point I had for that, it blew my mind. I'd played a gig at the Monarch in Camden when Beans on Toast or Jay McAllister was booking gigs there. And I played a gig there, and that was about 2018 it was. And I played a gig there, and that was that. And I came home. And then 3 years later, so this was like, it was about 3 years later, actually, yeah. This was like September, October 2021. I get a message from someone and like, hey dudes, how you doing? I saw you play the Camden Monarch 3 years ago. There's this band who have got a sold out single launch. I can't do it. I remember watching you. We were on the same lineup. Do you want to do it?
Wow.
Oh, cool.
That's a 3 year ripple.
Yeah.
3 years that took to come back around, but you just don't know. Mm-hmm. You, and that's why I do everything. I send out as many ripples as I can. I do everything all the time because you just don't know. So 90% of them might not come back, but those 10% might. And with that gig that I played to a room full of people, and the band were like, "We want to get you on again for our next single launch." Now I'm about to play to another group of new people that I didn't know before. It's constant exposure in a
good way,
consensual way.
Yeah.
Do well that again.
But that's it. It's you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I will literally try and do as much as I can because you just don't know how it's going to come back round. You just never know.
What's the gig at Hotbox on Saturday?
So that is for Point Clear and someone else who is playing. I can't remember the other band. Sans.
Let us know how it goes at Hotbox because our event's there, so it'd be interesting. To
Hotbox is amazing. I've played there 3 times.
Oh, sweet.
4 times, and I'm setting up another event there for November the 17th. Hotbox is fucking amazing, and I really think now more than ever, independent venues need anything.
Yes.
They are in a chokehold. They are dying, and and Hotbox is no stranger to that. Like, I'm really scared of just losing all these venues and just having like the dickhead venues left like O2 because I'm not being funny, but like I don't like the way O2 operates. For example, like they charge so much, and then they also take like 25% of the merch that artists make. I don't know if you know that. 25% they take off, and then the rest is yours. And it's like, that's not your O2. Come on, like you're getting like a lot of unsigned bands supporting maybe these bigger bands. Yeah, I can kind of understand maybe why you would try and take some money off them, but these unsigned bands or like these smaller bands who are supporting these ones, you're taking 25% of these people. Yeah, come on.
It's gonna be a lot of
You're already
margin,
paying the staff. You're already getting money from the bar. Like you're getting bare peas from this already, and you're just trying to like take what you can. Like it's not cool. So we need these smaller places because then how are we going to get like the Arctic Monkeys, the U2s, the so on and so forth? How are you going to get where these people are going to start? They can't just start out at an open mic and then just end up at the O2. Like they've got to play all the other independent grassroots venues, which I believe, I know it's the cost of living right now is absolutely fucking savage. Yeah. But like, just try and support your local community as much as you can. Whether it's just like liking a post, commenting on a post, sharing a post. It doesn't have to be financially and monetarily. But even those little things, because they just need it now more than ever because they're dying out, and I don't know how long they'll be around for. No,
it is a scary time. Yeah. But yeah, go and support local venues is a very, very good point.
Local venues massively, and local artists, just shout about them. It's free, literally free to do. You'll happily share like a picture of Molly May starting up a new business with millions and millions, but you won't share. But you know what I mean? Like these people out there, they'll share like this Kim Kardashian post, but they won't share their mate who's just started up like a pottery business down the road. It's like, come on. Get your priorities straight now.
I have found that. So I'm trying to make Artist Pick fully other artist recommendations. So that's my radio show.
Nice.
People are so reluctant to recommend someone else. And my mum said that. She said, well, they're just going to say, me, listen to me. It's like, well, why wouldn't you?
That's not what,
that's not how music should be.
No, and that's what we're...
So we're trying to be a community.
100%.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
When someone ever asks me what music I listen to, I've literally got a list on my phone of my favourite local bands. And I've got an entire list... I've got an entire Spotify playlist dedicated to Colchester music because there's just music I've gone, fucking tune that, stick it on the playlist. And it's got like a lot of listens because I love supporting my friends. And my big thing as well is if you don't invest in your local scene, why the fuck should it invest in you? Why should it, when you release your new single, why should they share it? Why should they listen to it? What have you done for them? And that's not the reason why you should do it. I'm going to listen to my friends' music because I want to see what my friends have created. Yeah. And I want to give it the time of day that it deserves. But I can't expect people to listen to me if I'm not going to even go out my way to share their post or listen to my music and stuff. And 90% of the time they might, but it's still that gesture of just no one's in competition with each other. I know it might seem like it, but we're all in different fucking races.
Yeah,
we all think we're against each other. All artists were like, well, I'm not going to share your post and you're not, because I want to make it and I want to make it for you. It's like,
but
then
then people won't know. That's the whole. That's the whole thing with this. Like what you're saying about if people are reluctant to to recommend other artists. I don't get that. The whole point of what we do here and what I've done on Unsigned for the last year and what we're doing on Future Hits and everyone else, and the Archway Tavern acoustic nights on a Monday. It's all about promoting the local scene and promoting unsigned artists and emerging artists as a whole. I just think in life generally, you don't get anywhere by trying to put someone else's fire out.
Absolutely not.
Like,
absolutely not. And I love spreading the love and stuff. Like there's so many acts like Armoured Man are phenomenal, Jack Walsh is phenomenal, Tundra, I saw them recently, they're amazing, Rad Pitt, Eat Your Own Head, Tundra are brilliant, Bridget.
On the show.
Like there's so much out there and it's phenomenal, and I love shouting about my friends. That's why I've made the list. So if anyone ever turns around to me and goes, who would you recommend, I'll just show them the list. I'm like, listen to these pricks, like these guys are amazing.
Right, let's get some of these thrown out. So after party, where's your after party?
Hawley Arms. It's down the road from Camden Roundhouse. It's Amy Winehouse used to hang out there all the time.
Oh, cool.
She's written some songs there. She's hanging out with Pete Doherty. She used to play some pool and that. And apparently on the female bathroom doors, they've got loads of messages written to Amy Winehouse. My ex-partner at the time, she was like, look, there's no one in there, but come and look at this. I know you're an Amy Winehouse fan. And it's beautiful. And I've got a song called Oh Amy, which is about Amy Winehouse. I sent it to her mum, and her mum said she really loved it, so I really appreciated that. And it's about my take on how in this song Amy hasn't died, she's actually ran away, and it's about how my take on how I believe like her dad and the media played the part in her disintegration and falling apart essentially. But I say in it at the end, I wish we could talk, and have a drink at the Hawley Arms, play some pool and have a smoke and remove the chaos from your calm. I'm sorry that you're gone, or more, I'm sorry we couldn't save you. Now Camden will never be the same without its urban angel. So I would absolutely adore to do the Camden Roundhouse, swing down the road and go play Oh Amy at the Hawley Arms. Every time I go to Camden, I go to the Hawley Arms, have a pint, best Guinness I've had in London, and I've always envisioned in my head, I was like, one day if I ever get like well known enough, I'd love to be able to play Oh Amy here. I think that would be a dream. Yeah, that would be the one.
That's the best answer we've had.
Oh yeah, that's very good.
Oh,
very good.
Thank you.
What we will do, we'll do a couple of quick fire questions. Yep. Quick fire, right? And then we will get onto your acoustic track. No, it won't you, it was you. But, right.
Look how quick I've come up with these answers, by the way.
Those answers are amazing.
The answers to the questions are great, but then there was a 20-minute tangent.
That's brilliant.
That's how a podcast works.
It does.
Deal with it.
Longest section ever. Best gig you've had, go.
Harlequin, when I headlined on a Thursday night about 2-3 weeks ago, it was fucking phenomenal. It went absolutely off. It was brilliant.
Where is Harlequin?
Harlequin was in Norfolk. We actually ended up, I intentionally started a stage invasion. We had over 40 people on the stage, and the next day I had to get 5 people in to fix it, and the lights. But
popular.
On stage, I might be a dickhead, but off stage, I'm not, because I turned around to him and said, look, I know there's some damage. If there is any, invoice me, because I will pay for it. They treat everyone with respect and kindness, like I said.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Guilty pleasure track.
I've done a pain in NAX and I'm doing and I gotta go. Well, is that what is it? That's the first one that came to my head. It's
Miley Cyrus.
It's just a bop. Well, anything ABBA.
ABBA's better.
Yeah.
Which is the song you wish you wrote? And if you've got one as well, shout.
Oh, what song? Like the JCB song by Nisloppy. I do love that. I'm supporting them actually in a week and a half.
Really?
At Three Wise Monkeys, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And you know the Seabright Arms you were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
I think I'm supporting the fella that I love called Pros. He's playing there, so I'm supporting him just by literally messaging him on Instagram and being nice.
There you go.
See, but yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, what about yours? Guilty.
No, we ain't got time.
Behave yourself. Come on.
Can't put me on the spot like this.
That's how quick fire works.
Which is the song that you wish you wrote?
Okay, yeah.
If you've heard it from another emerging artist that we've had on the station, or a more mainstream track.
Probably something by Alanis Morissette. Is that really?
That's
cringe?
fair.
No, that's cool.
That's fair.
That's cool. That's fine. Well done. Melody or lyrics first? Go.
Lyrics.
I think someone last week, our third lung, they said melody first.
No, lyrics all the way.
An artist that you should love, but you don't.
Oh, I don't really hate.
Main. I didn't say hate, did I?
No.
Like a mainstream artist, you go, I should like, we should like Rob doesn't like George Ezra, or Bieber.
Fair enough.
The Beatles, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the Beatles. I listen to them. I'm like, I can tell where the music's come from. I can see what they've done for music, but I've just never want to sit there and go like, yeah. Like, but that's it really. Yeah. What about you?
I think B was a good one. Katy Perry. Oh, it's just
Katy Perry.
bubblegum pop.
That's fair. Yeah. That's sort of like, like pretty like.
Yeah, I'm not.
Miley Cyrus though.
Look, it's guilty pleasure. It's one. I'm allowed one guilty pleasure.
What are you saying? That
Some people say
that
feet.
she shouldn't be feet. Are you saying that she shouldn't be a guilty pleasure, or she should?
She shouldn't be a guilty pleasure if you're not keen on bubblegum pop.
No, but like
That song is bubblegum.
But she's that song might be, but she's
She's a bit more edgy.
yeah.
Okay.
Like
She's more
Yeah,
edgy
but
than
she's
Katy
Disney
Perry.
edgy.
No, but she wouldn't. She went quite far from Disney when
Well,
she was
yeah.
getting.
if I've had a
But
couple
that
of
was just-
pints and that song comes on in the
I
club,
wonder what you're going to say. If I've had a couple of pints.
if I've had a couple of pints, Miley Cyrus, right? Me and her in the room here, you have nothing to do. No,
Wrecking Ball.
You sounded like.
So I fucking rolling pin.
Got back with fairy cake.
I came here for shoe sets. Wankers.
I keep
Waste of my time.
I keep seeing the TikTok, like.
yeah. Oh, don't. I sat there as a kid, like by myself a lot, so I just learned how to do voices for some weird reason.
Oh, I love it. What would be your entrance music? Like either as a wrestler or walking onto the stage.
There's this song that they played recently at the gig, and I can't remember the name, but I'll get my phone quickly because I'll play you it. It's that song. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Have you heard the bad version of it?
The bad.
So there's a version of
It's
it.
not the recorder, is it?
No. There's a version of it where basically they intentionally have everything out of tune.
Right.
It sounds like this is from a gig.
Put it
Wait.
near your mic.
Oh yeah. Is it Wait, oh no, come on.
I think that's enough.
So it's that song.
That's what it sounds like if I try playing.
That would be my
Put
intro
some dub
music.
under that. We got a Matt song.
What is the song that makes? What did you say?
Put some dub beats under that. We got one. Of your song.
What's the song? A song that makes you emotional?
Where did you develop all these questions?
Cleveland, Ohio by John Floriani, aka Little Brother. It's a beautiful song, and the imagery behind the song is stunning because he talks about, like, the opening lyrics are, I was surprised in a Cleveland car park. In the corner sat my new Texas sweetheart. The perfect setting for an awkward first kiss. You were smiling, so my lips met your teeth. And it's like throughout the entire song, it's beautiful imagery, and he gets really into it towards the end. But yeah, that or Flannel by Cardboard Swords is beautiful as well. So there you go.
You got one? I don't want to put you on the spot.
Tori Amos, Gold Dust.
Amos, fair play.
Yeah.
An artist you'd love to see in concert that you haven't yet.
The Front Bottoms.
Ah,
Yeah, I know. I really want to.
you did
Should
sort
have
of.
been your guilty pleasure one.
The Front Bottoms? They're not my guilty. I'm not guilty.
I've always said the fumble ones.
The Front
The Wombles.
the fumble ones.
Oh,
Behave.
I really want to see the fumbles.
But yeah, no, 100%. What about you? Who do you want to see live that you haven't yet?
Oh, I haven't seen many people live. Oh,
I'd like to see the
rubbish.
Foo Fighters again.
Ooh, you saw them at Wembley, didn't you?
Reading.
Reading. Who was it that saw someone at Wembley?
I saw Oasis at Wembley.
Oh, that was all right.
No? Okay,
No,
fine.
Okay.
There are 10, but they start every song with their name, like Jason Derulo.
So I have to pick someone who would do that.
No, what would they be? So say, for
would
example,
they
you
be?
started every track with Fraser Morgan.
I think that'd be a legend. Absolute legend. Fraser Morgan.
American.
Apparently. I think I'd love that. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear the Front Bottoms do it.
The front bottoms.
It's like Front Bottoms, like, I don't know.
Right, last thing we're going to do before your acoustic tracks, we're going to
Okay.
do Gig Tour Put in the Bin. It was Gig Tour. It's Gig Tour Right or Gig Tour Put in the Bin. But it depends if we're feeling nice, but I think you can be a little bit edgy. So we're going to go for Gig Tour Put in the Bin.
All right.
I don't want to put you on the spot. We're going to think of 3 artists for Fraser.
Okay.
And he's either got to do one gig with them for a night, go on a world tour with them for a year, or put all of the stuff they've ever done into the bin.
Okay.
So if you can think of one, great. If you can't, shout and I'll do some on the spot. All right, so we're going to go sort of mainstream-ish, right? So we'll go Lewis Capaldi because we've spoken about him quite a lot. We're going to go front bottoms as well because he's said that quite a lot. And then we need someone else that we think is quite within his wheelhouse, but might...
Sam Fender.
Oh, you pricks!
So, gig, tour, put in the bin. Have we got enough space on that card, by the way? Or have you had to replace it? Okay, cool.
Okay. Oh, man. Okay, well, tour with the front bottoms.
Cool.
Absolutely. They're awesome, and I love...
6 minutes.
We're cool.
Could do a lot in 6 minutes, Matt.
Twice.
4 times. My guy.
We shouldn't do that. With recovery.
So yeah, front bottoms tour with them, absolutely. I adore Sam Fender. I think I'd play a gig with Lewis Capaldi so I can hang out with him because he's a funny bastard, and then Sam Fender in the bin. But that's no representation. It's just hard for me to do because I don't like saying it.
If you had to write with one of those three,
I'd write with the front bottoms.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're that sort of music, and then I'd want to write with Sam Fender and Lewis Capaldi last.
okay, fair
Because
enough.
musically, out of all of them, Lewis Capaldi is at the bottom for me, just because I like how Sam Fender writes and like his song like about white is it white privilege and things like that. It's great, and the front bomb's just my style, 100%.
Good
Fair enough.
stuff.
For you, Tori Amos, Alanis Morissette.
Can't ruin the 90s for me.
Yeah, and
Kerry Katona. No, I don't. I'm
Easy.
joking. I'm joking.
Do you
who
even
did
know
s-
Alanis Morissette and Tori Amos that well?
I do.
Okay, cool then.
Yeah. Who else? Annie Lennox.
Done.
Because I know that you.
we've got about 3 minutes left, so you better hurry up.
I think I would tour with Alanis. What was the other one?
Tori Amos.
Yeah, gig tour, put in the bin.
I said Lance. I said thingy, didn't I? But let's go for Kate Bush.
Oh. I would have to put either Annie or Kate in the bin. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of someone, but it's just
They're borderlining a little bit on the pop.
Yeah,
bubblegum
okay.
pop for me.
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Right, what we're going to do
Yep.
is we're going to finish up. You're going to play us a couple of acoustic tracks, but before we go, could you tell everyone where they can find you on your social, Spotify, all that good stuff?
Yeah, so it's just Fraser Morgan, Fraser, like eraser, but with an F, and then Morgan.
You've made that so much more confusing.
That's more.
It's like organ with
Fraser.
an M. Fraser Morgan, Frasermorgan, and then UK at the end, because there's already one fella that took it. He's made his account private now because you get getting tagged in all my stuff. So,
I've
yeah,
seen that
that's
with like
everywhere.
footballers and cyclists. Like, I am not Geraint Thomas.
Yeah. Yes, that's where you can find me.
There you go.
Pornhub OnlyFans soon, probably. Depending how the rest of the music goes.
With his front bottoms.
Oh yes.
Where can everyone find you, AB Violet?
Everywhere, all socials, a.b.violet, and you can listen to my show Artist Pick on Future Hits at 7 p.m. every Tuesday.
Yeah, and any
that so?
that's right.
Yeah.
And any shows that you may have missed, you can go and catch them on Mixcloud or at futurehits.co.uk. Unsigned artists, go and get your music uploaded to unsignedmusic.uk. We'll get you on the shows and played on the partner stations as well. And tickets are available for our event on the 29th of September. Go and get those. The Great Leslie are headlining, 2 support acts to be announced. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you all there. But thank you very much for coming in, Fraser.
Thank you very much. for having
Abby,
me.
thank you for co-hosting.
Legends.
Manish, thank you as always.
Nice
Have a
one,
great
boys.
week, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.
The Unsigned Podcast.